Imagine
If you
this.
like the video,
You
then
wake
please
up,
like and
it's
comment
dark,
below.
you can't move, and the air is getting thinner by the second. It hits you. You've been buried alive. Could you survive? How long before you run out of air? And is there any way to escape this living nightmare? Today on What If Beyond Imagination, we dive into one of the most spine-chilling scenarios you can imagine, being buried alive. Let's face it, this is every claustrophobe's worst nightmare. The thought of being buried alive sends shivers down anyone's spine. But surprisingly, history is full of cases where people were accidentally buried alive. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, medical science wasn't as advanced. People in comas or deep unconscious states were often declared dead and buried. There are even stories of coffins being dug up later, only to find scratch marks on the inside, where the person tried desperately to escape. Horrifying, right? Okay, let's break it down. Imagine you wake up inside a coffin. What happens next? First, you'll probably panic. Your heart rate skyrockets, and your breathing becomes rapid. This burns through oxygen fast. Did you know that a standard coffin only contains about 820 liters of air? That's enough to last you 1 to 2 hours at rest. But if you panic, you could use it up in less than 30 minutes. And then there's the issue of carbon dioxide. As you breathe out, CO2 levels rise, making it harder to breathe. Eventually, you'd lose consciousness. Now, the million-dollar question: can you escape if you're buried alive? The answer depends on how you were buried. If you're in a flimsy wooden coffin and not buried too deep, there's a slim chance you could break through. Here's how you could try. 1. Stay calm. Conserve as much oxygen as possible. 2. If the coffin lid is weak, use your legs to push against it. 3. Once the coffin breaks, soil will start falling in. Use your arms to swim upward through the loose soil. But here's the harsh reality. Most coffins are buried under at least 6 feet of heavy, compacted soil. The weight of this soil could make escape nearly impossible. Plus, the deeper you go, the less breathable air there is in the soil. Thankfully, being buried alive is extremely rare today. But that doesn't mean the fear has disappeared. To prevent such accidents, some people in the past installed safety coffins. These coffins had bells, air pipes, and even escape hatches. If someone woke up buried alive, they could ring the bell to alert people above ground. Today, advanced medical science ensures that people are declared dead only after thorough tests. So you can rest assured, it's almost impossible to be buried alive accidentally in modern times. Our fear of being buried alive is deeply psychological. It combines our fear of death with the terror of suffocation and claustrophobia. Some psychologists believe this fear is rooted in our survival instincts. Movies, books, and urban legends only fuel this fear. Think about it. How many horror stories involve someone being trapped underground? This fear taps into our primal instinct to avoid tight spaces and ensure our survival. So, what if you were buried alive? While the chances of survival are slim, the real lesson here is to appreciate life and the air we breathe every second. Being buried alive may be a nightmare, but understanding the science behind it can help us conquer our fears. Have any more terrifying what-if scenarios you'd like us to cover? Drop your ideas in the comments below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible.